Hello beautiful people and welcome. In today's video we're going to be translating English words into mathematical equations and expressions. As always, if I make a mistake, just let me know where the mistake occurs so that way I can learn from it because I am human and humans make mistakes. Alright you guys, before we continue, if you are in my class, I want you to go to Google Classroom and look up the attachment that I have posted. And those are going to be your key words that you're going to be finding very helpful for translating in this video and translating on any of your assignments. If you're not in my class, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to go to Google and type in math keywords into Google. You can then find a PDF file or any file, and they will give you a list of words that have mathematical meaning to them. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to say, expressions do not have an equal sign. Equations do have equals. So when we're translating both expressions and equations, some of the translations will have an equal sign, some of them will not have an equal sign. It just depends on what we're working with. So whenever we're dealing with translating, you're going to come across things that have mathematical meaning. For example, when you have the sum of, that means you have addition. Okay. Another way to say the sum of is addition, to add, and you're going to be putting a plus. For example, we have A plus B. When we have the difference of, you can also say take away. Subtract is another way. And when you have that, you're going to put a minus, and you're going to say A minus B. So the difference of A and B is A minus B. A take away B is A minus B. A subtract B is A minus B. For product, whenever you see the term product, that means to multiply. Another word is times. So for example, A times B, the product of A and B, multiply A and B, you're going to be writing something like this. Next one we have is the quotient. Quotient means division. So when you have the quotient of A and B, you're going to have A divided by B. So we have A divided by B, and you're always going to write that in a form of a fraction. Next one we have is less than and more than. So less than and more than are super duper important because they actually switch the order. So whenever you have less than, the first number subtracted from the second. Ooh. Save that. More than is the first number added to the second. And we'll do more examples of this. All right, is equal to total, anything that wraps it up. This is just our standard equal sign. It's our equal sign. Two other ones that we have, twice and half. Those are the common ones. You can also have triple, you can have quadruple, you can have, instead of half, you can have a third. So again, look at the sheet that I provided for you if you're in my class or the ones on Google. and you can find other ones. But if you have something that is twice, then you have also double, and that is multiply by 2, or you can also say 2 times the number. For example, you can say twice of A or double A, it would be 2 times A. Oops, sorry about that. Half means divide. Ooh, that's not right. The number by 2 when you have half. Last thing we have is whenever you see some number, a number, that means we don't know what that is, and that would be a variable. Okay, that is a variable. So this is a variable, and you can just pick any letter. Most common you guys usually like to pick is X. All right, let's go ahead and do some translating. I have pre-written some, but we're going to take it one at a time. This is how I'd like for you to do it. Underline, highlight. If you have colored pens, colored markers, colored pencils, take them out. You're going to be identifying key information, key words. The sum. I know sum is plus. How do I know that? Because if I look at my cheat sheet here, the sum means addition, means add. So the sum of 8 and t. So what that means is I have 8 plus t. So I have, let's write it here, 8 plus t. All right, let's do another one. The product. Again, what does product mean? Look at your keyword cheat sheet. Product means multiply. So I'm going to put a little dot here. Don't write x because x is a variable. So the product of 5 and b, that means 5 times b, or you can write it as 5 times b. Up to you. And again, these are expressions because they do not have an equal sign. The difference of 32 and x. Difference, what does difference mean? Looking at our cheat sheet, difference is take away or subtract. I'm going to put my sign here. What are we subtracting? 32 and x. So 32 minus x. The quotient, what does quotient mean? Quotient means division. So I'm going to say A divided by B. And what are we dividing? G divided by 15. So G divided by 15. Hopefully these are not too bad, but let's go ahead and do some more complicated ones. More than, 8 more than. Alert, alert, you should have a red flag waving anytime you see than. Anytime you see than, you have to switch the order, okay? So you have to switch the order. We know more means addition. So instead of writing 8 plus x, that is incorrect. We're going to write x minus 8. Just kidding, plus. We have to switch the order. Less than means minus. I have 6 and p. I am switching the order, so I have p minus 6. So whenever, here's your thinking bubble. Whenever you have the word than, switch the order. All right, I see than again, red flag, than. So we know that these two, whatever this is going to switch order. 12 less, I know what less is. Less means minus. Than means you switch the order. Some number, again, what is some number? If we're looking at our cheat sheet, some number just says pick any letter. And usually you guys like X, so I'm going to stick with X. So I have 12 less than some number. So some number, this one here, now it has to be first. Less, I know that I'm going to be minusing, and I know that it's going to be, whoa, do you guys see how I made that mistake? some number, not 12, some number is x. I'm going to say x minus 12. Do another one. Arthur is 8 years younger than Janet. So this one here doesn't tell us to find a number. This one here doesn't tell us that there's a number. It just says Arthur and Janet. So we don't know how old Janet is, but we know that Arthur is 8 years younger than Janet. So let's go ahead and say Janet is J and Arthur is A. Again, variables is just a letter that represents a number. It doesn't matter what letter you choose. Because there is this than, that means Janet is going to be coming first, followed by Arthur. So Janet is J, Arthur is A, but what is anything? Arthur is 8 years younger than Janet. 8 years, we know 8 is going to be important. Younger, I know it's going to be subtraction. And here's our first is. Anytime you see is means equals. Okay, so is Arthur. So this is how I read it. Janet is however old. 8 years less than however old Janet is Arthur's age. So Arthur is 8 years younger than Janet. Again, Arthur is 8 years younger than Janet. It's kind of backwards whenever you have them. Try another one. 5 more than a number is 6. Okay, 5, I know what 5 is. 5 is a number. More than, I see that word than again. That means I'm going to be switching places. More means I have plus. A number, I don't know what a number is, so I'm going to call it x. Is, remember is an equal sign. And I know that I have 6. So we're switching positions, going backwards. So 6 is a number. 5 more than a number, excuse me. I forgot to switch the positions. Remember, here's my arrow, switch the position. So I have 5 more than a number. So a number comes first. We're going to add 5 to that, and then we have our equals 6. I'm going to bring it closer. 5 more than a number is 6. 5 more than a number is 6. Again, make sure that you're switching positions. I almost forgot that you need to switch the position of these two numbers. Let's do more examples. We have 6 less than twice a number is 4. 6, I know what 6 is. Less than, again, here's our pesky than. We got to make sure that we are switching. But I know that less is minus. Twice, remember twice is 2 times. I'm going to write 2 times. A number, I don't know what this number is. Let's call it x. Is, I know, is equals. And 4 is just 4. So the easiest thing that I know is I know that I'm going to have an equals 4 in here. So if you want to do that first. But I have 6 less than twice a number. So twice a number are kind of grouped together. So I have twice a number, and I have 6 less than that. So whatever this is, I have to subtract 6 after that, and it's equal to 4. All right, let's do another one. The difference, I know what difference means. It's minus of 9 and the quotient of s and 4. Okay, so this one's a little bit more complicated because there's a few things going on. So I know that I have a difference of 9. So I have 9. There's no than in here. So if you look, there I have the difference of 9 and the quotient of s and negative 4. I don't have the word than. That means the order does not change. So I have the difference of 9 and, so the difference of 9 and the quotient. Quotient means division. We write division as a fraction. And what are we dividing? We are dividing s and negative 4. Is there is in here? There is no is, there is no equals to. So we have an expression, and that means we don't have an equal sign in our translation. Let's do another one. 3 more, 3 more. I know more means plus. Than, I have than. That means our order is going to be changing. The quotient, here's the quotient again. That means we are dividing. What are we dividing? 5 and a. All right. So than is here. So I'm taking whatever's after than and I'm switching it with whatever before than. So we have to switch all of this. So now we have to say the quotient of 5 and a, quotient of 5 and a, and we have 3 more than that. Again, there is no is in this statement, so we have an expression. All right, this one is a little bit different, a little bit more difficult, so I want to walk you through it as well. 5 times, I know 5 times the sum, so we're adding something, of 6 and some number. Call it x. So whenever you're dealing with something like this, do you see how I have 5 times and then I have the sum? So whenever you have this part right here has to be in parentheses, okay? That means we're adding something, and after we have added, then we're going to multiply this. So I have 5 times, and now I need to find the sum of 6 and some number. So you're looking at this. Again, you don't have to put that times symbol. You can just write it this way. It is up to you. Mathematicians are lazy, so if you want to do that, you may. All right, let's do another one again. Twice, so I know this is 2 times the difference minus of y and 3. So again, what are we taking the difference of? Y and 3. But whatever this is equal to, we're taking twice of that. We're taking 2 times that. Again, you can choose not to write this dot, so you can say y times the difference of y and 3. Let's do 2 more and call it good for this video. Half the age of Sally. Okay, we know half is divided by 2, so I'm going to say a divided by 2. But do we know how old Sally is? We don't know how old Sally is, so we're going to say Sally is S years old. So if Sally is S years old, half of that is what we want. So we have S divided by 2. Again, no is, so we don't have an equation. Twice as many points as Bob. So I know twice is 2 times. Do we know how many points Bob has? No. So I'm going to say Bob is B. So I have twice as many points as Bob. So do I need that little dot? No. Mathematicians are lazy, and you can do that. Now here's the thing, variables are usually written lowercase, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to a lowercase b. The reason I put a capital is because Bob is a person, but in math we want variables to be lowercase. All right, beautiful people, that wraps up our video about translating expressions and equations. Now we will be doing translations all throughout this semester. Super duper important that you get comfortable with the keywords. Start reading through the list that I provided, also the one off of Google. Try to practice as many times as you can, learn from your mistakes, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!